Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, we're going to have a spring game preview and what to look for. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. That's tomorrow. But before we get started, I do have a correction. I made a mistake in a video earlier today, and I said that that John Calipari would have been fired instead of just leaving for Arkansas. I don't know why I came up with that. I've been following this whole way, but I screwed up. And boy, I'll tell you what, the few Cal fans there are up in Kentucky let me have it.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your cameras ready.
Oh yeah, they came off the top rope. But anyway, I did make that mistake. Wanted to make that correction. I did put it in the comment section of the video as well.
Well, pardon me, Mr. Perfect. I guess I forgot that you never ever make a mistake.
But anyway, let's get into this preview. And I do have my bro Chilmont it's going to be joining us. All right, Chilmont, we've got the big spring game coming tomorrow. It's going to be at 1 o'clock. Folks, you can watch that on ESPN Plus or SEC Network Plus, I believe. Again, 1 p.m. I'm sure that's Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
But anyway, got a lot to look forward to. Obviously, this kind of gets everybody fired up. Culmination of all these spring practices. And, of course, everybody wants to see Nico and Mike Matthews and all these new guys coming. But there's going to be a lot of recruits there as well. I think a very important recruit is David Sanders, number 2 player in the country, number 1 offensive tackle. That'll be his second weekend in a row at UT.
Yeah, I'd love to get him. That would be a huge get.
Yeah, that guy's a plug-and-play type of fella. He'd probably play as a freshman, I would think.
Give us major depth there.
Yeah, because on as far as a tackle is concerned, what is it? John Campbell looks like we're going to need a replacement for him. That guy, David Sanders, would be perfect. And, of course, we've got Lance Hurd on the other side who's got a couple – I think he's got 3 years left.
Yeah.
So we're fine. He's only played 1 year. So, anyway, there's going to be a lot of recruits there. I think there's going to be up to 20 4-star and 5-star recruits that'll be there this weekend for 2025 and 26. So it'll be a loaded weekend. I think that's a really good sign that he's there instead of being – I don't think he went to the Clemson spring game, and we've been fighting with Clemson for him.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good news. I mean, anytime we can get a 5-star, especially a lineman, that's so key.
Yeah, he's again a guy you could just put in there and probably get 3 or 4 years out of him without too much trouble.
And just be a rock there, a road grader. That's what we need. We need guys to protect Nico.
Absolutely. Now we've got some key players out tomorrow. Cam Selden, of course, with the shoulder. Peyton Lewis with the shoulder. I think they'll be fine in the fall, but they're both going to be out.
Thank goodness it happened early on. They've got time to recover. Hopefully they will.
Sounds like Deshaun Bishop and also Khalifa Keith will be handling most of the carries tomorrow. That Keith guy is a big dude.
Yeah, he's huge. He may end up being like one of the second guys. It depends on how well Selden and it was the other come back.
Well, Peyton Lewis is a freshman, so we don't really know on him.
Okay, yeah. Selden would be, man, I was really looking forward to seeing what he could do coming into this year. And hopefully he comes back 100% or close to it.
All right. Also, some guys that will be out will be Caleb Beasley, Spraggins, Curick on the line. Brew McCoy, of course, he's recovering from the ankle injury. And also 3 of our linebackers, Herring, Peely, and Carter. They're probably going to be real careful with them as well. So I'd say we'll see a lot of our backups. And we get to see some of our depth at linebacker. I think there's a lot of people looking forward to seeing our portal guys, which would be McCoy, McMurray, and Jacoby Thomas in the secondary. And, of course, everybody's excited about Boo Carter.
Yeah, and Boo Carter is going to be great.
Yeah, I wouldn't think we'll see a whole lot of James Pierce. We've seen enough of him. I think Joseph's will not be in. I think he's been nursing a small injury. I doubt we'll see Mays either at center. Yeah, they're going to bubble wrap him.
Yeah, he's going to be in the sumo wrestler suit that they do at the baseball games. They're going to protect him at all costs. He's the main man on the offensive line.
Yeah, and I'm sure Nico will be in the red shirt, and of course Gaston Moore will be in the red shirt. No contact shirts. But we should get to see Mike Matthews, which I think will be very interesting. And a lot of people are excited about Dante Thornton.
Thornton has been showing out apparently in the spring practice, but he's like 6'5". He's a huge target and a massive mismatch. And I hope he has a huge year this year.
Yeah, a lot of people are excited about him. Hopefully, he had kind of a tough start when they put him in the slot last year, but putting him at wide, I think, is where he's more natural fit and a lot more comfortable. So I think that's a good move. He may end up being a really important player for us this year. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see some of the, and like you said, some of the more backup type players, some of the transfers. It'll be interesting to see how they look. And also been hearing from Vol Nation that Nico is just he's the man.
Nico is going to be, if he stays healthy, I think he's going to be in the Heisman running.
Yeah.
He's such a true dual threat. He's such a dangerous runner. And then on top of it, that arm, we don't need to see a whole lot of him in the spring game. He'll just do his thing. And, then they'll put in Gaston Moore, and then we'll get to see Jake Merklinger.
Merklinger, that's it.
Yeah, I think we'll get to see Merklinger. We'll get to see him a little bit. I don't expect him to really fight for that backup position. I'd say Gaston will be the backup, and then we'll see Merklinger kind of learning his ropes.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting to see some of the tight ends, the transfer guys who are supposed to be really good. They've been hearing some of that from practice that we're looking really good at tight end. Also, I was looking at an On3 little podcast there, and they were talking about Nico's just his mobility. I mean, we know about his arm and the accuracy, but he's got real good mobility. I hope he doesn't run a ton just because I want to keep him healthy. But man, when he can, if he can break out and make those, when everybody's covered and you're doing right on the defense, and then he breaks through a seam and gets a first down, love that. That's just a heartbreaker for a defense. And that was one thing Hendon Hooker was so good at.
Yeah, he's got that Bryce Young, a tall Bryce Young move. I think he's going to be phenomenal. But be interested in watching the tight end position. We've got some new guys in there. Holden Stace, of course, out of Notre Dame. Yeah. I think he's going to be outstanding. Ethan Davis could be a monster if we could just keep him healthy. He's such a great athlete.
Love to see him stay healthy and be a major weapon in that offense. I think that I've always thought tight end is a way underutilized weapon on offense. I mean, so many easy ways to make a first down with a tight end.
Well, George has had no trouble finding a tight end.
Exactly. I mean, ask Tom Brady what Gronk meant to him.
Heupel doesn't use the tight end a ton in his offense.
No.
He likes to hit those slot guys, and he likes to use the wideouts more than he does the tight ends. But they're good to have there in a third down situation. Of course, when you got Brew McCoy, you've really got a wide receiver or a slot guy that's a tight end because he's 225-pound middle linebacker.
He's like a defensive end out there who can fly and can catch the ball. So
yeah, and he also blocks beautifully, and he releases a lot of our receivers to get another 10 or 20 yards or even a touchdown because he's our best blocker as far as a wide receiver.
Oh yeah, no question. And just, like you said, a huge guy and a great athlete, and just keep some guys healthy for a change this year would be nice.
Yeah, we're so loaded at defensive line. I feel great about that. I'd say we'll see a lot of our depth pieces there. The secondary is the big question: is how good will our secondary be, or how bad will it be?
Don't know. That's all. It was the same thing last year. It'll be this year. Have we improved at D-back? And if we have, it could be a great year. If we haven't, it could still be a good year. And again, it just depends on how good Nico is. If he comes out and plays anything like Hendon Hooker, we're going to be a nightmare for a lot of teams.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
Well, here's what they've got as far as our starting lineup for 2024. Jermod McCoy, of course, is a transfer at cornerback. Andre Turrentine, who we already know at strong safety. Free safety, Jacoby Thomas. They've got another quarterback at Ricky Gibson. Of course, we know him out of Georgia. Yeah. And then at star position, they got Jordan Thomas. All those guys were big-time recruits or transfer guys that were really good. I can go ahead and say that. So here's the thing. Athletically, we're much better in the defensive backfield than we were previously.
I agree with that, yeah. And hopefully that shows in this fall. We're going to have some horrible, tough games this year, and who knows how it will go. But if we've improved in the defensive backfield with our defensive line, Yeah, we should be getting the ball back a lot.
Yeah, they don't want to get the ball back to Nico if you're on the opposing
No,
team.
no.
You don't want to be giving Nico the ball because he's going to cause you a lot of problems.
That's it. And I hope he gives everybody nightmares this year except us. But it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be a fun season. It'll be fun to watch tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they've only got 10,000 seats, so there's not going to be very many people there. They're working on Neyland Stadium. It's it's kind of a disaster area right now, but they're spending a bunch of money on it. They're bringing everything up to 2024 standards. Danny White wants all of the facilities to be to 2024 and beyond and ready to go. And he's worked hard on the baseball stadium. He's worked hard on Neyland. And of course, Thompson Bowling holds 24,000. It's a fantastic.
It's still in fabulous shape. So it's still a great facility. It'll be nice, that south end zone, which is what the main part of what they're doing right now, plus improving, what else? They're improving the internet service there, which has been a nightmare. The south end zone, as you know, those bathrooms were horrendous. The walkways were like this tight with 60,000 people in them. Yeah. And it was just brutal on that side. It goes back to like the 60s.
Oh, yeah. I remember going up there in the 80s. And, of course, it was a lot better than a lot of the stadiums we went to, like Vanderbilt was the worst. I think they had one bathroom at Vanderbilt, and it was a porta potty.
Yeah, that's about the truth. Yeah, if you went to the restroom in the south end zone in the 80s, it's no different a year ago. Yeah. Now it's going to be way different now, thank goodness. And the concessions are going to be better, and there's going to be a lot more space and all that. Hopefully they can serve you a beer before the end of the first half.
I almost wonder if they aren't doing that just to slow play people.
It could be. It could be. Well, it's making them a bunch of money.
All right, folks, we wanted to bring Chilmont and, of course, Bambi in. Bambi always likes to make an appearance. And if you have not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I would certainly appreciate it. Half of you don't hit the button. I don't understand it.
Come on. Come on. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
And right over here is the most recent video YouTube thinks you'll enjoy based on your viewing history. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.